Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. I'm sure, nung nakita ng maraming Canadians ang headline na ito, marami ang nagsitaasang pilay. Kasi ang report, sabi, kumbaga, surprisingly, despite the odds, dumami ang trabaho sa Canada. O, di ba? Sa gitna ng mga stories left and right about how people are having a hard time finding a job, dumami raw ang trabaho, ba? Bumaba ng bahagyang bahagya ang unemployment rate. Diba? Pero, okay, unahan ko na kayo. Kapag basahin nyo yung article, which we will do later in just a while, maiintindihan nyo kung bakit ganun. O sige, puntahan na natin yan, Yan. Yan. This is from the Toronto Star, just uploaded. Today, July 7, 2025, Canada adds surprise 83,000 jobs in June, driving unemployment rate down to 6.9. Okay, napakaliit lang naman, hardly changed, I would say, yung unemployment rate. Bakit talaga? Saan ang galing? Saan napunta kaya itong 83,000 jobs? Ito na, meron na kayong clue. Mostly part-time work. Mostly part-time work. So, I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I mean, it's good in the sense na maraming nag-open up na part-time work, but then they're part-time. Diba? They're part-time. So, maaaring nag-lay off din ang marami. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan. Nagbukas ng mga, casual jobs, casual job openings. Okay, sige, puntahan natin itong report. Canada's labor market top expectations in June amid a surprise surge in hiring. O, diba? Ayon daw sa Statistics Canada, the unemployment rate dropped at 10th of a percentage point. At 10th of a percentage point. Kaya sabi ko, kung ako tatanungin, it's hardly changed. Okay? Definitely, you don't use the term dropped tulad ng ginamit dito, Okay, so bumaba ng a 10th of a percentage point to 6.9% in June as the economy added some 83,000 jobs. So ayon dito, vast majority of those jobs were part-time. Okay? 47,000 daw ang nadagdag sa private sector. So, I guess, in a way, good news na rin. O sige na, hayaan na natin, Kasi nga, good in the sense na inasahan na actually tataas ang unemployment rate. Tataas to 7.1. Pero yun, hindi naman nangyari. And, ayun na nga, last month, itong June was the first significant job gain since January and snapped a streak of 3 consecutive months where the unemployment rose. Ayun, sige. It's a respite for now, I hope it continues. We all hope, I'm sure, na magtuloy-tuloy po yan. Saan napunta ay mga trabaho na to? Nakaramihan nga sabi, vast majority ay part-time. The wholesale and retail industry, trade industry, led growth with 34,000 new positions, followed by healthcare, and social assistance with 17,000 jobs added. Only the agriculture sector, sabi dito, faced a notable job loss, okay, with 6,000 positions shed. Ngayon, puntahan natin, okay, kung saan ang mga lugar sa Canada na apektado sa job losses. Okay, sa job losses naman tayo. Number 1, ito kung nasaan ako. So, Windsor, Ontario, which StatCan noted, has the highest unemployment rate of all census metropolitan areas with an unemployment rate of 11.2%. Okay? O, diba? Ang sinisisi dito is tariff pressures continuing to bite the trade-heavy market. Yan, dito yan sa Windsor. Although please, somebody might know better than me. Paki-explain nga sa akin, baka alam nyo sa comment section, ang paliwanag po ng isa kong kaibigan ay, dito po kasi sa Windsor, diba, it's a center of automotive, manufacturing. Dami mga planta dito. Hindi lang mismo yung car assembly plants, pati yung mga supply chain nila, yung suppliers nila, yung mga parte, dito rin po ang mga factory. But anyway, it's very common for these companies to have what you call shutdowns. You know, they retool their plants, maintenance, etc. Minsan, for let's say 1 week, sabihin na, kulang yung parts ng ganito. So, mag-lay off sila for a week. And I was told, kaya daw po, mataas talaga dito sa Windsor because of that, kinakount yung mga layoffs, let's say, na 1 week at a time or 2 weeks at a time. So it does not necessarily mean na nawalan ng trabaho for the long term yung empleyado. So someone please explain to me, tama ba yun? Kaya ba rin ganun? No? But I'm not denying, siguro mataas din talaga ang unemployment rate dito because I read posts sa mga Facebook groups based here in Windsor, nahihirapan din naman talaga yung ilan, lalo na mga kabataan makahanap daw ng trabaho. Anyway, but let me know your thoughts on that too. Okay. So kung Windsor daw, highest unemployment rate. Ang Alberta, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec naman daw all posted job growth in June. Of course, Windsor is part of Ontario, no? Okay, ngayon, syempre, isa pang tataas ang kilay dahil sa balitang to, yung mga nasa education sector. Diba? Sabihin nila, anong maraming trabaho ang na-produce. Samantalang, sa education sector, ito na nga, it was all over the news the other day. Yung mga union nila ay union ng mga workers, specifically in colleges in Ontario, airing their grievances because of 10,000 job losses na raw. Ontario colleges alone. And of course, they are blaming itong caps imposed on international students. Okay, nabanggit na rin natin to pahapyaw in previous episodes. Sabi dito, Ontario Public Service Employees Union says it's one of the largest mass layoffs in Ontario's history. Okay, or nearly 10,000 job losses. Because of course, again, lagi natin itong sinasabi, international students pay times 3, times 4 ng tuition fee compared to domestic students. So, ang operational expenses raw po ng mga colleges, dyan madalas nanggagaling. For a long time now, colleges have been complaining na hindi po sila nabibigyan ng sapat ng pondo. But then, I've read some reports, dinidispute yan ng mga provincial governments na nagsasabing, hindi, binibigyan naman namin kayo ng pondo. So, but nonetheless, ang hindi natin madedenay, marami pong na-layoff. And this is also because marami mga courses, programs ang tinanggal na dahil nga konti na po ang nag-e-enroll. Sabi dito, close to 10,000 college faculty and staff have either been let go or are projected to lose their jobs amid hundreds of program cancellations and suspensions since last year, according to the Ontario Public Service Employees Union, as it warned of serious trouble in the sector. Sabi dito, it's again one of the largest mass layoffs in Ontario's history as colleges grapple with a funding crisis. Sabi niya, mas malaki pa daw ang epekto niyan kaysa sa mga nawalang ng trabaho dahil sa pagsasara ng Hudson's Bay, which laid off 8,000 employees across Canada. Although I must say, in a way, I like the idea of some of the colleges, only some of the colleges being, napuwersa magsara because these are the small ones. Some, na alam naman natin, tinayo lang yan ng iisang maliit na grupo, let's say, ng mga tao, solely to take advantage of international students, Kumbaga, yung mga diploma mills nga, kung tawagin, biglang nagsulputan ang mga ito, iilan lang nag-ooperate niyan, nangangalap ng mga estudyante, offering low-quality, practically useless programs, diba? Para lang pagkakitaan ng ito. Yes, I feel bad that people lost their jobs, but then, hindi maganda kasi yung naging nature ng kanilang kumpanya. I think the problems they caused way heavier than, yung ilan po dyan na I believe tinayo yung mga colleges na yan with bad intentions. And then this happens. Diba? What do you think? Kasama ba? Okay. Anyway, So, those naman affected by the bigger colleges, no, na talagang established colleges, sana makahanap sila ng work, yung mga instructors dyan. Sabi po ng union dito, no, Hornick said the suspended and canceled programs are not only those primarily attended by international students, it's also programs we domestically need. Programs like nursing, child and youth care, environmental technologies, specialized art training that is not offered anywhere else. So yun ano, naku, anong palagay nyo dito? Do you think this will affect policy regarding international students moving forward? Naku, ito na naman tayo, no? Because alam niyo naman, meron pong ongoing consultation ng IRCC specifically to ask people around Canada, stakeholders in the education sector, kung ano ang palagay nila yung dapat maging pagbabago, di ba? Tungkol sa student program, international student program. So, while yes, right now, there are imposed limits, caps, sa pagtanggap ng mga international students and other policies, no, typing kung sino po ang pwedeng, let's say, dalhin ng mga international students, sino ang pwedeng pagbigyan ng post-graduation work permit, maaring magbago pa siguro ito kahit paano, kahit konti. No? By the way, bago ako magtapos, this issue with the job losses sa education sector, naisip ko bigla, no, baka maka-apekto dun sa mga educators, let's say back in the Philippines, na tumitingin ngayon sa Canada because recently, di ba, nagbukas po ng category-based draws for educators. Sa express entry po yan. Okay, sa express entry. Baka sabihin ng iba, bakit pa kukuha ng mga teachers? Bakit nag-open? Bakit nagsabi na priority ang educators kung nagle-lay off po dyan sa colleges? I think the explanation is yung educators na hinahanap po ngayon for the express entry is geared towards early childhood educators and other teaching staff na hindi po sa colleges. Diyan po ang merong shortage. But anyway, do your own research, no? Don't be discouraged if you're interested in that. Mali mo, may chance pa rin po kayo. But please take note, if you do get drawn to be a teacher through express entry, it does not mean that you will immediately start working as a teacher. There's a process for that. It might take a while, pero again, do your own research. No? Dito na lang po muna tayo magtatapos. I will end this here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!